While the 1984 nickel might seem ordinary, it holds some rare characteristics that make it particularly valuable. Among collectors why is this coin so rare and sought after? To answer that, we need to talk about some minting errors that happened in 1984. You see, the US Mint produces millions of coins every year, and occasionally errors slip through the cracks. These errors, while seemingly small, can make a huge difference in the value of a coin. In the case of the 1984 nickel, there were a number of interesting and valuable mistakes made during the minting process. One of the most significant errors to look out for in the 1984 nickel is the famous double die error. This is a mistake that occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned during the process, causing the image to be stamped twice, slightly offset. This results in a coin with a blurred or double design, particularly noticeable on the features, like Jefferson's portrait and the lettering. This kind of error is highly prized by collectors because it's incredibly rare, and it creates a unique look that can't be replicated. A double die error on a 1984 nickel is one of the top reasons why this coin has become so valuable. Another error that makes the 1984 nickel worth paying attention to is the off-center strike. In this case, the coin is not properly aligned in the press, causing the image to be stamped off-center. When this happens, the design can be incomplete or shifted, which adds to the coin's uniqueness and rarity. An off-center strike, particularly one that's noticeable but still relatively well-defined, is another error that greatly increases the value of the coin. The condition of the 1984 nickel also plays a critical role in determining its value. Like all collectible coins, the better the condition, the higher the value. If you happen to find a 1984 nickel that is in mint or uncirculated condition, you've got a rare treasure on your hands. Many of the 1984 nickels that were in circulation have been subject to wear and tear over the years, and finding one that looks as good as new is an impressive find. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that have been well preserved, and a pristine 1984 nickel could fetch a pretty penny on the market. But it's not just about errors or condition. The 1984 nickel has something else that makes it stand out: its rarity. Although millions of 1984 nickels were struck and released into circulation, many of these coins were lost, melted down, or heavily worn over time. As a result, finding a well-preserved 1984 nickel, especially one with a minting error, is increasingly difficult. This scarcity is what drives up the value for collectors, who are willing to pay top dollar for a rare specimen. Now you might be wondering, how much is a 1984 nickel really worth? Well, here's the exciting part. While most 1984 nickels are worth only 5 cents, if you find one with an error or an exceptional condition, its value can skyrocket. For example, a 1984 nickel with a noticeable double die error or an off-center strike could easily sell for thousands of dollars at auction, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. But it doesn't stop there. If you've got a coin that combines rarity, an error, and pristine condition, you could be looking at a truly extraordinary value. In fact, the most valuable 1984 nickels, particularly those with a double die error and in uncirculated condition, have been known to fetch an astounding $67,000. That's right, $67,000 for a single 1984 nickel. That's the kind of money you could be looking at if you happen to find one of these rare, error-filled, or pristine condition coins. So the next time you go through your coin collection or dig through a jar of change, keep your eyes peeled for any 1984 nickels. It could be the start of a fantastic journey into the world of rare coin collecting. But remember, not every 1984 nickel is going to be worth thousands of dollars. It's the rare mistakes, the exceptional conditions, and the coins that have been preserved and cared for over time